Sleazeball, do you know if we're live?
We are, sir.
Are we live? Is this thing on?
Hang on, let's maybe sign in again.
Oh no, not the sign in again. Okay, I believe we're live. This thing's on. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? How nice, how incredible has it been to have football back on the TV? I've been enjoying myself. I've been enjoying, some fantasy football calls, and I've definitely been enjoying hitting my locks. This is like the best start I've ever had when it comes to my locks. I'm currently 100%, 3 pick'em tickets out of 3, and I'm loving life. But before we talk about anything and everything, I want you guys to know one thing: we are not liable for any losses. If you're going to gamble, gamble responsibly. We're only giving our insight and our advice. If you lose a bet because you tailed it, you're doing it at your own risk. Please understand that. Let's all be adults about this. And please, if you do have any sort of issues or gambling addictions, please seek help, get the intervention, get the help you need. Now, with that being said, everything pick'ems, props, start sits, any questions you guys have, put it in the chat. We're going to get to it, and we're going to also go over every game on the main Sunday slate, and maybe we'll have a little bit of time to go over the Sunday night and the Monday night slate. Before we do any of that, let's introduce our co-host. This is my friend. My mind is a weapon. Fantasy football, sleazeball, FF. He is going to be my co-host up until the Super Bowl every Saturday. You can find us both here. All right, Sleaze, let the folks know who you are, where you're from, what you do, and as long as you'll love me, let's go, baby.
How we doing, everybody? Welcome in, Sleazeball. I also do My Mind is a Weapon fantasy football show on YouTube. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on, you find my Facebook and Instagram would be like my real life. And you can also listen on Apple and Spotify at the same time. And before we get in here, I got to shout out, Disco is on fire, guys, with these calls. He's given me 2 locks back to back. Last night paid out $270 on the very last play of the game where Jordan Love pitched the ball. It was crazy. And the other one was an insane bet that I didn't even think of doing. So Samaje Perine under, McCole Hardman under, and I believe it was
Justice Hill.
Justice Hill over. Just back-to-back double hit locks. Insane. So I'm on board with everything that's going on that you're giving me right now. So, I mean, it's nuts.
Well, like, we're not just talking. We'll let you guys know that, like, here's 2 of the locks from last night that I called, and I actually went on Sleazeball's stream to go through the process. The process was very interesting, but here's one of them. So, yeah, that one smashed. Let's go. But this is the lock that I gave Sleaze. And we sweated the Josh Jacobs rushing attempts up until the last play where Jordan Love pitched it backwards when he went down with that knee injury. Mm-hmm. That was the last carry, and we sweated really, really, really hard for that one. And, shout out to Community First, because everybody was in there pulling for us to hit that, and it was super great. Shout out to Fantasy Football Mediator Matt. He says, Disco, what's up, brother? What's up, Fantasy Dog? Guys, do us a favor, smash the likes. Let's go parlay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So without further ado, let's get into it, buddy. We got the first game on the docket. All right. We got the Arizona Cardinals coming in as 6.5-point dogs in Buffalo Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. The over-under is 47 points. So let's just talk about, do you like the spread? Do you like the money line? Do you like the over or under? Let's get to that first, and then we'll go into players we like.
I think they're giving Buffalo too much here. Like, they still have Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis. I like Arizona plus 6.5 on this game.
I don't want to say I love it, but if I were to take any of these, I would 100% go with Arizona covering the spread. I think Buffalo's defense is not as good as everybody anticipates. I do think Buffalo wins the money line straight up, but it's going to be a tight one, and it's a minus 150 for Buffalo to win the money line. So that might be the one that I actually might go with. No, it's actually minus 300. So no, I wouldn't go with that one. But yeah, it's a tough one. All right, let's talk about. By the way, folks, I forgot to mention, all right, if there is a disagreement between Sleazeball and I or any future guests, we're going to interject and we're going to give each other an opportunity to stand on business, to you got a minute and a half to speak and preach your case for your take that I disagree with or that Sleazeball disagrees with. So if you see this video, hold up. What did you just say? I'm going to need you to stand on business. That means shit is about to get spicy and we're about to stand on business. So yeah, I'll give you the floor first. All right. DFS, props, pick'ems, anything like that. Fantasy. Let's start fantasy. Fantasy football wise, who's a player that you're absolutely bullish on in this game? Who do you think is going to be absolutely spectacular, and who do you think is going to be an absolute dud?
Well, I got to ride with the Buffalo Bills here with how bad the Arizona defense is. I'm going to say that Josh Allen is my QB1 on the week, and Dalton Kincaid is my tight end 1 on the week. And I think they're both just going to absolutely annihilate the Arizona defense. But like when I'm talking about the spread, I mean, Arizona's going to have to score points to keep up, and they got the weapons now. So this could be a high-scoring game. I think it even goes over the 47.
Fair enough. Now, who's somebody that like might be started in this game that you're like, nah, I'm not playing this guy this week. That a lot of people in the fantasy football industry is like, I really like this guy.
The one guy I don't buy is Khalil Shakir. I know he's the guy with the only catch from Josh Allen in their wide receiver core right now. I know he came in strong at the end of the season last year. I just think it's going to be more of a Curtis Samuel Kincaid game with Joe Brady than I do think it's going to be Khalil Shakir this week.
Fair enough. I respect it. I love the take. I don't necessarily disagree with anything you said. I will say this for like, especially in DFS purposes, and if we're just looking at the pick'ems straight up, like I'd much rather take the Dawson Knox here. Hold on, let me pull this up. I'd much rather take the Dawson Knox prop right here of longest reception of 10. No, the longest reception of 10.5 yards. I love that prop. That prop might be one of my locks, but I will say that like my absolute lock right now in this one is the longest rush for Josh Allen. It just seems too good to be true, right? Because 31.5 rushing yards, we don't know like how many rushing yards he's going to get under Joe Brady. I like that. My probability of that hitting is at around 53%. The 7.5 rushing attempts, I have him right at 9, so that's not necessarily an outlier. We've seen Josh Allen pretty much every game he's ever played go over 13 yards on a rush. I love the longest rush for Josh Allen. That might be a lock for me. Players who I'm kind of like hesitant on and don't necessarily love. It's tough for me to be bullish on Dalton Kincaid because like we haven't really seen Dalton Kincaid, but a guy who like it's kind of like one of those things where it's like I've been bullish on him in basketball season, but now that we're in season, I hate all of his props. I hate even playing him and starting him, but I kind of have no choice because I made the investment. That's James Cook, man. I don't love James Cook this matchup, and I understand the adage that Arizona's defense is absolutely spectacular and phenomenal. But with certain running backs, especially with just a completely new, revamped, reworked offense, it's really difficult to portray or project what they're going to look like. He's the kind of guy where like before I touch his props, before I touch his, like give any sort of advice or use him in DFS and do the pay up option in DFS for him. Like I want to get some information. And unfortunately, a guy like James Cook, it's like I need 3 to 5 weeks of information on the season before I can make any calls that I'm definitive about. Now, a guy who I don't need to make any, like a guy who I'm certain is going to step in right away in this game and be, who we thought he was, and he's got like every one of his props is absolutely an over for me right now. 30.5 receiving yards, 2.5 receptions. That's none other than Keon Coleman. I think Keon Coleman is a must start in fantasy football this week. I think he's a great play as a tertiary option in DFS on Owner's Box right now. He's only $5,000, and his pick'em props I think
insanely good.
I think he's going to step in week 1. He's going to have the usage. He's going to have the opportunity, and he has the matchup. Everything that you need, in a week one matchup for a rookie, because yes, we agree he's a rookie, but like I don't like following the trend where it's like I'm not bullish on a player because he falls under this category. I don't like painting everybody with the same brush. It's weird to me to do that, and I'm not going to do it. So I love Keon Coleman. That's the guy who I absolutely love. As for the cards, man, I can't say that I love Trey McBride, but if I were to get any exposure to any of them, I think Trey McBride is great, and I can't help but love, and I don't know why, but I absolutely love the receiving yards prop for Michael Wilson at 29.5 receiving yards. I think he does that, and I think he does that in the first quarter. So
Ooh, okay.
yeah. So I like that prop. I like it a lot. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about this game, or did you want to keep going unless you needed me to stand on business?
No, I like it. I mean, I agree with the James Cook in the pick'em version. You did that very well, but I think I'm on a smash start fantasy wise with him. I don't know, how the yards going to play out, rushing yards, receiving yards, but I think he's going to be a 10, 15 plus point running back this week for sure. And the player that I like on the prop to go along with Michael Wilson, I like Greg Dortch at 24.5 a ton.
That's what, just receiving props or
just receiving yards? It went up to 25.5 now.
I mean, 28.5 rushing and receiving also seems like it's an absolute smash because we know he's going to get involved in the running game as well.
In the run game carry, yeah.
What's up, Greg Kellogg? Good to see you guys. Thank you guys, everybody. If you guys have questions, please pop them in there. We'll do our very best to get to all of the questions. What's good, Greg? I would smash Keon Coleman over 2.5 receptions. I like that, Andrew. Not
Keon
my
Coleman's
Wolverines.
A lock, I think.
Yeah.
That's like one of the locks.
Yeah.
30.5 or the receptions.
Yeah, I think the yardage is easier to get access to because, like, with Saquon Barkley last night, like, he was one reception away the entire time, but he hit, the longest reception and his yardage in one play, right? And I think we can easily see 30.5 receiving yards, especially with the arm cannon that my friend Josh Allen up in Buffalo has. You hold on. Michigan lost?
Yeah, they got mopped up.
Uh-oh. All right. Is there anything else you wanted to touch base on this game? Is there any tertiary options you like in DFS, or are you ready to move on to the next one?
No, I think I'm good there. Dawson Knox, maybe a deep throw in DFS.
Yeah, I mean, like $3,200 on Owner's Box DFS allows you to get a lot of players, including a $7,900 Josh Allen. So, yeah, he might be an absolute spectacular play. Dalton Kincaid's $5,400. So I think they both have very similar upsides. I might even take Dawson Knox for any time touchdown. I think he can be an absolute smash in the sports books. Moving on. All right, next game. We got the Carolina Panthers, who are 4-point dogs coming into New Orleans. The over-under is 41.5. Once again, it's at 1 p.m. Eastern time. They are in New Orleans. Do you like any of these props? Do you like this game at all?
Man, so this is going to go along with your James Cook take right here. I love Dave Canales and what he does on the offensive side. But again, I need to see it kind of first, like a 2-3 game, see how it's going to play out here. My absolute smash lock is Alvin Kamara at 26.5 receiving. He is going to torch Carolina this week.
Hold on. What did you just say? I'm going to need you to stand on business. I'm going to need you to stand on business, sir. Your 1 minute and 30 seconds is about to start now.
All right. So why Alvin Kamara is going to absolutely light up the Carolina Panthers. Their defense currently ranks 27th right now. I'm not sure about their defensive line. It didn't get any better from last year from what I saw from the offseason. And why he's going to explode in the receiving game is because the New Orleans Saints offensive line is the worst in the NFL. And what does that mean? That means quick dump passes right away. People are going to say you're going to see Taysom Hill in the goal line work. That's fine. Alvin Kamara is going to have 10 plus catches in this game, and he will shatter that over in the first quarter. I'm telling you right now, and he will be an RB1 start this week.
10 plus catches?
I'm going to go with 10.
Hold on. Let's go.
This is my guy this week, man. I'm all over Alvin Kamara everywhere.
Hey, man, I'm here for it. So we're going to look at player receiving milestones. We're going to go to receptions, and we're going to.
You're also going to have J.C. Horn guarding Olave, which is gonna be a tough matchup. They don't really have any other wide receivers to get open, and Rashid and
All right. So for him to hit 9, because they don't have the odds for 10 yet, for him to get 9 receptions, that's plus 1,500 odds.
right.
How much money are you, or how much of? So let's not necessarily say numbers, because our bankrolls are definitely different. But how much of your bankroll are you willing to invest in that prop right there?
Oh, 26 receiving yards, all of it.
No, not the receiving yards. The 9 receptions.
I'd say that's good. You made it stand on business, so I went bold right away. I'll say 8.
8%.
So let me look up last year. I think he had over 10 catches, like 3-4 games. He only did it twice. He did it 14 targets. Jesus. 14 targets twice, 12 catches twice. He never got to play Carolina that time. He was hurt in the first, or he was suspended. I just think it's going to be a dump-off game for Carr, man. You're going to have Olave stuffed. A.T. Perry's looking banged up. Rashid Shaheed's more of a deep threat. It's going to be the Alvin Kamara underneath show all day.
I respect it. Give me 1 second. We got a question from Greg Kellogg. If you guys don't know, Greg Kellogg is with the Sports Affiliation. He is also a first ballot FSWA Fantasy Sports Writers Association Hall of Famer. So we need to answer this question. Who leads the Bills in receptions? Kincaid, Cook, or a wide receiver? I'm going. Oh, great question.
Kincaid receptions.
I'm going Keon Coleman receptions. I'm riding with Keon Coleman. Like, everything is going to revolve around Keon Coleman week 1.
I'm taking Curtis Samuel for the wide receiver room, but Kincaid overall.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm standing on business, and I'm saying I'm going with Keon Coleman.
Keon, all right.
Because, like, just the way that he's going to be utilized in the Joe Brady offense, I think he's going to be targeted the most and used the most. I think where Curtis Samuel will excel is the fact that he gets volume and opportunity as a rusher. So for that alone, Curtis Samuel's always going to have the value. But if we're talking about, like, just a pure wide receiver who's going to be, relied upon early and often, I love Keon Coleman. I think he's an absolute smash.
Do you like any of the Panthers?
Do I like any of the Panthers?
Startable fantasy? I say 12 man,
Yeah, so if I'm talking about fantasy football, period, I think somebody who could be enticing is whoever emerges as the RB1 while Brooks is on the pup. While
he's on this Miles Sanders thing. Here we go. Let's do it.
Am I standing on business here?
Yeah, that's fine. No,
Hold up. What did you just say? I'm going to need you to stand on business. I made that in like 5 minutes. I'm so proud of myself. Absolutely love it. All right, so here's mine. Miles Sanders, he was banged up coming into the season last year. Despite that, he still tried his darndest to play, but he was never right. And he was playing with one of those lingering, awful injuries that was a groin, right? And like, there was other, issues, but the groin it was never right. And even when he was on the field, he still got, 50-50 split with Chuba and any of the other bum running backs that they have there. But when healthy, when this guy's right, he is an absolutely special difference maker. If we look at what Coach Canales does everywhere he goes, he features one running back and one bell cow sort of running back, and he relies on them early and often. He's going to get receiving opportunities. He's going to be relied upon to run the ball early and often. They brought in a new offensive line. This offensive line is the most expensive offensive line we've ever seen in terms of off-season acquisitions going to a particular position. They have improved drastically. I think Miles Sanders is going under the radar, and you must absolutely, if he's available on your waiver wire right now in your redraft leagues, you guys need to look at the next 8 matchups. 6 of them are absolutely spectacular matchups for Miles Sanders. He is right now, and if he's available, once again, if he's available, go pick him up, because until Jonathan Brooks comes back, I believe in my heart of hearts that he is going to be the RB1 in Carolina, and they have 6 really good matchups out of the next 8 games. So,
okay, hang on. Let's see. Let me pull this up.
So New Orleans is a tough matchup.
Chargers is a good front. Vegas is a good front.
The Chargers is one of the worst rush defenses in the league.
But they're still they got good people up front at least. I mean, Atlanta, Washington's terrible, Denver's terrible, Cincinnati's terrible.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah. Okay. I like it.
Yeah. So the matchups are absolutely there. Chuba could potentially smash if Chuba is the guy, but I also don't believe Chuba is the guy. Chuba will always be reliable, but he'll always be like super vanilla. If you want that, brownie earthquake situation where you just want to get the most bang for your buck, Miles Sanders is going to do that for you, and he's going to do that in bunches. So this week, I don't think Miles Sanders is startable. But I think that we can take away the utilization, the touches, the opportunity, especially where he's getting the touches and opportunity. And he could easily be, an absolute smash play this week in DFS. And I do have a couple of lineups with a $4,200 Miles Sanders at the running back position. And once again, if you get these tertiary options at each position, it helps you build some really, really spectacular lineups. He is healthy. He's ready to go. I love me some Miles Sanders. By Bengal says, I love Bryce Young over 9.5 rushing yards. Young rushed for 10 yards or more in 10 of 18 games last season, including both matchups against the Saints with over 30 yards rushing in both of those. I don't think that's enough of an outlier for me to say I like him over 9.5 since he's averaging only 0.5 over. I mean, that's more of a 50-50 split. And typically when it's a 50-50 split, I don't try to touch it whatsoever. I'm just going to pull up my.
I see Greg
what do you think about that one?
Deontay Johnson. He's one that I like, but not this week. I want to see how it plays out first. And you got Lattimore out there. I don't think Lattimore is going to shadow as much, but I know he's the focal point too. But it's like 1 week. I can't do it week one for Deontay.
I respect it. I'm trying to get my projections. All right, here they are. Okay, so let's pull up my projections for Bryce Young. We got to go down here. Okay, so from looking at rushing attempts, I haven't projected for 14 rushing yards, so I think that might be a safe bet. I'm still not touching it.
Which one?
Bryce Young over 9.5 rushing yards.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah, I'm still not touching it. I just have a feeling that the pass rush in New Orleans is too good, and they're not going to let him slip. Even though the O-line's improved drastically, he's not going to have a lot of time. It's more of a zone scheme than a man scheme. I don't think he's going to have the angles and the opportunity to do it. So I'm not touching it. I'm not saying I'm out on it. I'm not saying I hate it. I just say it's one of those ones where it's tough for me to go all in and absolutely love it. But I respect it. I think the rationale's there, and I do have them projected for over. I still just don't love it.
Okay.
Fantasy Pros, Debro, right there too. Where's Debro? This is the best network. I appreciate you, man. We got a good group of folks. Deontay 7-11 always open. I hate the matchup with Marshawn Lattimore. Is Marshawn Lattimore hurt?
No, but I don't think he's going to shadow as much as he used to in this game. There's a lot of weapons run. You have Thielen, you guys Leggett out there. I think it's going to be different.
Jonathan Mingo.
Oh God, the guy.
Hey man, this is a very interesting game, but it's a game I don't want any part of.
It's going to be a grunge game too. It's a division game. It's going to be ugly.
And just because it's a division game and it's going to be ugly, I think in fantasy, the only if this is the format you play with in fantasy, I think the only teams or the only things that I'd want access with in fantasy for this game and this game alone is the defenses, because everything else is just, it's tough to project. It's tough to see. There's so much new, the new offensive coordinator there, Clint Kubiak. He might be very beneficial for Chris Olave. We might see Chris Olave utilized and not just
Clint Kubiak also targets his running backs at a very high rate.
Yeah, for sure, because he comes from that Shanahan tree, right? But from the Shanahan tree, if we see what Kubiak's done in the past, Chris Olave might be an absolute smash play, not just this week, but every week in fantasy football. And you need to buy while he's low, because he's not going to just be used as a 50-50 jump ball guy down the field. He's going to have more intermediate opportunity and just more, shorter routes and just more targets that are catchable. So with that being said, PPR format, I think Chris Olave might be an absolute smash this year. I think even Sanders is somehow the lead RB. Chuba will be very involved. I respect the take. I'm out on Sanders. Seems like he will He's well past his prime. I respect it. People wanted to wait on Saquon too. I don't know what you're talking about. He averages 15.8 point rushing. Yeah, I know. I have him projected for 14. Yeah, for sure. Any news on Legette's health? None that I know of. I still can't believe we have football. I need to pinch myself. I know. It's the most wonderful time. Is there anything else? Go ahead.
Yeah, one quick question at the end. Do you ever feel comfortable starting Taysom Hill in this game?
I mean, if I'm doing DFS, yeah, but like redraft,
I'm talking redraft, kind of, yeah.
Oh no, like redraft. There's no scenario where I'm comfortable starting Taysom Hill. Like unless Kamara, Jamal Williams, and Kendra Miller are all out. I'm like Taysom Hill's the most impossible guy to project. Right? It's really tough.
Big boomer bust
to project him. That's why he's great in best ball, and it's good to build. Like if you're maxing out DFS tournaments like I do, it's good to have a couple lineups where he's your tight end or your super flex because he has that. But like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. He's good for 4 spike weeks every year. So that's why you just got to put him in a DFS lineup every year. But for redraft, you need to have the safest floor. He's either 0 points or 25 fantasy points, and there's no in between. Go ahead.
So we both took Arizona to cover. Who would you take here in this game? Well, let's stick to a little like record holding on these. I like that.
So we both said Arizona to cover. Let's just talk about straight up money line. I'm taking Arizona.
Okay, straight up, you think Arizona's gonna win?
Yeah. Who are you taking?
I'll take Arizona to cover the points. I think the Bills win.
Okay, so let's just go straight up money line. We'll keep the records between both of us, and just pop that into the private chat so I can copy and paste it. That way we could keep track. Between Carolina and because like if you look at it, there's only 2 teams on the road that are favorited to win. Every other team on the road is an underdog. So sometimes I like rooting for the underdog. So I'm gonna go with Carolina here. I think there's too much improvement everywhere. I do think that defense is not great, but I think they're good enough to stop Derek Carr and an old, slow, not enough same burst kind of guy in Alvin Kamara. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Carolina. Who are you taking?
I'm gonna take Carolina and the points and the Saints to win.
Saints to win?
In a 21-18 or 24-20 ugly game, dude. Just gross.
All right, mark that down. Tight end redraft, yes. Oh, Fantasy Dogs on BRB got to go stir my queso in the smoker. Nice. Nice. 31-14 Buffalo, says Andrew. Nice. New Orleans 24, Carolina 13. Nap time for Oh man. All right. Are we ready to move on to the next one?
Yep.
All right. We got one of the most interesting games on this slate. There's a lot that we're going to learn about some guys who have some serious fantasy football implications for the entire season. This is a game I'm going to be paying a lot of attention to at the 1 o'clock slate. We got Houston, who are actually 2.5 point favorite. So this is one of the 2 teams that's on the road this week. That's a favorite. They're 2.5 point favorites coming into Indianapolis. The over-under is 48.5. Kickoff is in Indianapolis at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Anything you like off the rip here, bud?
I'm taking the Texans to crush the Colts here in this game. And this is the only game where like I feel like all 3 of the wide receivers that are going to have a massive target share problem are startable in this game. And CJ Stroud may explode for 400 yards here. I mean, this is going to be that what do you call it? The entrance to the new Texans look, and I think they're just going to roll them up. And
yeah. If I'm going money line, I think I got to go Houston. I'm not going to try to be different. I'm going to go Houston here. I just think they're a more complete team. And CJ Stroud is probably my favorite quarterback this week in terms of fantasy. Like he's my fantasy quarterback one. And we saw, really good game from Lamar Jackson. We saw a really good game from Jalen Hurts.
Lamar played terrible.
But fantasy points he put up. If we're talking, like I don't care about the outcome. I look at like the fantasy output more than anything. I absolutely think that CJ Stroud's a smash. And Greg brings up a great question. What about Joe Mixon? I think it's either going to be the running game or the passing game. I think Indianapolis is a little bit better against the run than they are against the pass. I think we're going to see these. And like, once again, guys, I've been out on Stroud all year, but this matchup's absolutely spectacular. I've said this before and I'll say it again. If you're trying to think about where to take an over or who to play and who to sit start, look at who's playing that Indianapolis defense. Whoever's a receiver in that room, one of them is going to pop off. So I think this could be a Nico Collins day. He's priced all right in DFS. Stephon Diggs, I think this is going to be like his day. Once again, like Tank Dell's going to get his. He's going to be, but like I think all three wide receivers might go over 12 fantasy points PPR.
That's what I was saying. I think it's the only week I'm good with that
easily. But on the other side, if I'm interested in anybody, I don't think I'm interested in the passing game. I think Jonathan Taylor is definitively, based off of my research and the way I've broken down the game, Jonathan Taylor is my RB1 coming into this week. And it's tough to say that after Saquon did what he did last night. But so he might be a fringe RB2, but Jonathan Taylor is going to have himself an absolute game against.
Only thing I'm worried about with Jonathan Taylor would be I honestly think the Texans get far ahead here, and he's not involved in the passing game that much, and they won't be able to run it that much if they fall down 14, 17 points.
I think to keep
he's going to have to get it early.
Yeah, I think to keep Houston's offense off of the field, they got to keep Jonathan Taylor involved.
Right.
They got to keep him involved as much as humanly possible. So whatever his rushing yards, his rushing props, I like it. And same with Anthony Richardson. I just got to scroll down to that game to find that.
Anthony Richardson better than that preseason game, man. That made me a little nervous.
It's a tough defense to do it against. That Houston defense is good. They're actually a really good defense against the run as well. But Jonathan Taylor owns them.
I think the Texans were like top 5 versus the run last year.
Yeah, but who's the only running back who went over 100 yards against the Texans last year?
Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, in that one of those last games.
He's a monster.
I think Anthony Richardson over 0.5 interceptions might be an absolute lock. If we're talking,
I like that.
I think that might be an absolute lock. 9.5 rushing attempts. I think it's possible, but too
high.
Volatile. 42.5 rushing yards. I don't know if he'll finish the game. Honestly, that's my biggest concern with him. I don't know if he'll finish the game. 13.5 rushing yards is the longest rush. I think that's also a lock. I prefer the 13.5 longest rush for Anthony Richardson over the 0.5 interceptions. I love the longest rush being 13.5. I think that's too easy. I look at Stroud's passing numbers and it's all like, well,
I think over 300 is a lock, or 272.
But if you're up by 30 in the first half, which could be, the case, you're going to run the ball a lot more, and he's not going to need to throw the ball anymore. He might even sit in the second half because I have Houston just blowing these guys out of the water. Like Houston covering the spread minus 2.5 is an absolute gift.
So then Joe Mixon's attempt should be golden, right? If they're going to blow him out of the water, right?
I think it could be possible, but like once again, it's all game script indicative. And on the other side, I'm not going to count out Anthony Richardson's running ability and Jonathan Taylor's running ability. So I'm just, Joe Mixon is one of those guys who, like, it can't be both. It can't be both. It can't be a blowout in the passing game, and it can't be a blowout in the running game. You got to pick one. If I'm going to bet on one side or the other for the Houston offense, I'm betting on the passing game. I am betting on the passing game. Jonathan Taylor, 17.5 rushing attempts, longest rush, 15 yards, 13.5 receiving yards, longest reception, 9.5, 92.5 rushing and receiving. I mean, I don't love any of them. I really don't.
74 is risky.
Yeah, it is risky, right? Especially if they get behind the way you said they get behind and then they rely on Anthony.
Yeah, then it's wraps.
He might just have to sit. So I don't think I like that. And I'm looking at the receivers here. Alec Pierce, not betting on him. Adonai Mitchell, not betting on him. Michael Pittman, as much as I'd like to bet on him. Anthony Richardson looked absolutely terrible. Nico Collins might be the safest play here. And like longest reception is what I'm looking at first. Tank Dell might crush that. But if I'm looking at just total receiving yards, 68.5 receiving yards for Nico Collins, that might be a lock for me. Like I have a 48% probability for that, so it's not per se a lock. Anything over 51% based off of my projections is a lock. But I have him projected for over 85 receiving yards. I think he easily crushes 100 receiving yards this week based off this matchup. He owns the Indianapolis Colts because The only good DB that the Colts have is Kenny Moore, and he plays in the slot. Nico Collins, every game last year, and they have the same offensive coordinator, same scheme, same quarterback. They just brought in another wide receiver. Nico Collins doesn't line up against, the slot. He's not going to be in the slot. So that means that's either going to be Tank Dell or Stephon Diggs that's going to move into the slot. If we're talking two wide receiver sets, Stephon Diggs and Nico Collins are going to be on the field the vast majority of the time. Tank Dell, just like we saw with Jaden Reed, even though he's only on the field 60% of the time, he's very efficient with the opportunities that he does have, and he's a very explosive player. So all of these guys are like, it could be one of them. So if I'm building, a DFS lineup here on Drafters, which, by the way, use promo code DISCO to double your initial deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. $3.30 can win you a heck of a lot of money, and you don't have to go based off of a salary cap or any of that garbage. You literally just draft the best team and try to leave with exposure of every possible combination. They just opened up their second $3.30. I look at Kyle Granson, longest reception, 12.5 receiving yards. That might be fire. That might be something I'm interested in, but it's also not one of those bets that is sure. So I'm going to go back to my locks. I like the Nico Collins over receiving yards.
Okay.
And I love the Anthony Richardson. So first favorite bet with Anthony Richardson, I love the longest rush. Second favorite bet is interception.
The interception. I like the interception a lot.
Yeah, so I might get a couple combinations with either one of those.
Nothing for Kylan Granson. I'm not touching Dalton Schultz.
No, it's tough.
To the Adonai Mitchell, 17.5 looks interesting for Adonai Mitchell.
Yeah, but it's tough to project him, especially if Houston is really good defensively, right?
Yeah, no,
it might just all be in just it's tough. It's a tough call.
You don't like the Joe Mixon receptions either? Yeah.
Well, 2.5 receptions. We saw Saquon Barkley get involved in the receiving game last night, and he only had 2 receptions.
Yeah, but that field was trash, though. So I kind of talk up a little bit to that.
But it's if we're talking about shootout sort of deal, they're going to have their way deep down the field. I don't think they're going to need the dinks and dunks. I think he gets over 1 reception easily, but 2, maybe even 2 receptions, but 2 going for 3 receptions. How many times? I'm with it. Yeah,
if anything, I like Mixon's rushing yards.
It's doable. I don't think it's not doable, but I also don't like that offensive line.
And the Colts have a pretty good defensive line too.
Yeah, I would say below mediocre, respectfully. Should be fine. Houston wins money line, covers 30-17 over the Colties. I don't disagree. You on a roll, dog, Andrew, and money line.
We're both taking the Texans and the points. Yeah. Right? Okay, lock that in. We
entered the Mixon. Yo, my favorite boys on the screen. Love y'all, boys. Love you too, Hot Take City. How's Vegas, baby? Those of us deep in fantasy football world, we think guys like Kyler Murray as better than really are, because a safe floor in fantasy. Bills have a much better defense than Arizona.
Oh yeah, that's a given. Arizona's the bottom of the NFL.
Yeah,
defense.
The roll says, "What's up? What's up, the roll? Good to see you, buddy." Baker has negative 10 yards versus Utah. I mean, at one point, Philadelphia had -5. So, yeah, if Houston goes up 2 scores, you will see 15+ carries for Mixon. I don't deny that at all. It's just tough to project that because I don't like Anthony Richardson. He's one of those guys where he's going to be absolutely spectacular and play out of his mind and go against everything that's common knowledge or any sort of trend and tendency. And I don't want to bet against him. I like the money line because I think Houston's they're better on defense, right? I think Anthony Richardson's going to mess up somehow, and the pass rush has improved, the DB core has improved. It's a tough one, man. It was both for the Eagles. It sure was. Packers, Hope, Love will be out. Yeah, I saw that. This guy is an absolute marble. The kneecap literally popped, and it's only an MCL sprain. He's a mutant. He's not human, but I'm happy for that. A lot of exposure. Sounds like he's definitely out there.
I can't believe it. MCL sprain.
I hear you. All right. Is there anything? This is a very intriguing game. Is there anything else?
This is my favorite game to watch of the week. Probably is right here, or the Niners Jets. But just Niners fan.
This next one might this one. This next one has a lot of implications and still got an AFC South team in it. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are 3.5-point dogs coming into Miami. The over-under is 49.0. Kickoff is in Miami at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Off the rip, who is somebody that you like in this one? Or like,
Everyone.
Are you taking money line Miami? Talk to me.
The Jag secondary is going to get torched all year long. You're starting Tyreek Hill. I like him in the yards. I like Waddle in the yards. I like A-Chain. I like Mostert for anytime TD. And this could be a shootout both ways. It just depends on if Trevor Lawrence can get back to his, Trevor Lawrence ways. If they add BTJ, I think he's a nice anytime touchdown guy as well. I want to see Evan Ingram find more red zone looks this year. ETN is going to be a smash play. Even though Miami's defense is good, Jalen Ramsey might not be out there. We don't know yet. So I know he got his contract extension, but if Ramsey's not out there, then Kirk and BTJ are going to eat more. This could be the highest scoring game of the week.
You said every name except for the guy that you've been standing on business for the entire time. Why have you not?
I said HN.
When?
At the beginning.
I thought you said ETN.
No, I said HN is a must start every week.
Okay,
all the time.
Maybe I'm just used to hearing you say HN and I didn't hear HN.
HN. I'm changing it. I'm getting better.
Yeah. So money line. Who are you going with?
I'm going with the Dolphins to cover.
All right.
But I would say it'll be closer if Ramsey isn't out there. That's big.
Yeah, that is significant. I don't think it's going to be as like dominant as we're making it out to seem to be.
It's the highest projected game. It's 20 point total
so far.
Well, I mean, you think it's going to change by tomorrow? I don't think so.
Well, no. Like out of all the games, the highest points total is the Rams and Detroit Lions at 51.
Oh, I thought 51.5 was this game.
No, this one is it's right there on the screen. It's 49.
Oh shit! It dropped. Okay. Got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn, they're giving the Rams 50 against that Lions D. Okay, just because revenge game Stafford. I'm with it.
Could be. It could be. I mean, they're definitely somebody's going to have to put up points. Something's got to give.
Yeah, I'm starting everyone in that game.
Yeah, I'm. So here's mine. If I'm looking at Brian Thomas Jr., I absolutely love him for the entire season. This game, it's tough to project. He is 100% a boom or bust. I'm going to invest on the fact that he is going to be a boom. Trevor Lawrence last year threw the ball deep, 40 to 50 plus yards, fourth most in the NFL, and he had an aging Calvin Ridley, who's more of like an intermediate guy as the target down there, right? So if we're talking about who is a very special player who is made for the deep ball, jump ball situation, 6'3", 210 pounds, 4.31 40 time. Like it's a no-brainer. Brian Thomas Jr. is an absolute smash. I think he's baby Megatron. I am so high on Brian Thomas Jr.
I love BTJ.
I love Brian Thomas Jr. this week and every single week. And in DFS on Owner's Box, he's only $4,800.
And we learned last night that even your superstar corner doesn't matter. AJ Brown toasted Jair.
Yeah, absolutely. He made Jair his. Yeah, he absolutely owned him. I think Brian Thomas Jr. is going to be spectacular. As for his props, I can't project it. I think he's going to be very touchdown dependent. So,
this game is the worst one for me. They have 2 top 10 corners in Miami. It's gonna be tough. I
think the two safest bets in this game, each end over 56.5 rushing yards.
Oh, let me pull this up.
Yeah, I got it. So Travis Etienne over 56.5 rushing yards. I think that's a given. Once again, I love Brian Thomas Jr. If anytime touchdown was an opportunity or something that you could bet on here on Drafters, I'd take it, but it's not. So I'm not taking those bets. I mean, Tyreek Hill, longest reception over 29.5 receiving yards.
I think that's
the best lock of all time. But I also think his receiving yards is always a lock every single week. You can't really bet against it. I don't disagree with anything you said. I don't think this is the Evan Ingram game. Evan Ingram is my tight end runner of the season.
The Miami with the last year, their weak point was the tight end.
Yeah. But once again, I love Evan Ingram. He's my tight end one of the season. I think he's like historically he's shown that he needs like a 3-week ramp up. So just for that, I'm not taking the bet. I'm not really putting him anywhere. I need to believe it. He's one of those guys where it's like, we know the ability, we know the ceiling, we know the number.
I think he sees a lot of targets this week, a lot of volume.
Yeah, he just might. But if Jalen Ramsey is healthy and if he is playing, who do you think he's going to shadow?
He'll be on BTJ or Kirk.
You think?
Yeah.
I think pretty much anybody in the NFL can cover Christian Kirk. I think Christian Kirk's overrated.
Oh, hating on Kirk? It's
Yeah,
not that bad.
Packers hope Love will be out. Okay, we got that. Sounds like he's definitely out there. We up, baby. Moving slow though. Hurts, Green Bay wide receivers. Yeah, dude has 143 targets as a tight end, 100%. That field was a disaster. It was. Brian Thomas
Yes,
Jr.
I love that.
The field opens the field for Kirk. Definitely, he opens the field for everybody. Evan Ingram is going to feast. I respect it. It's a good call. Ingram had 2 T's in the first.
I think I'm willing to say that I think Evan Ingram is a lock at 43.5 yards.
I'm not touching it.
Okay.
I'm not touching it. I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna say I'm not touching it. I don't like it. I'm not betting against it, but I'm definitely not betting on it. That's for sure. It's just one of those ones.
What would be your one lock for this game besides Tyreek Hill?
Travis Etienne, rushing yards.
The rushing yards. Okay.
Yeah, Travis Etienne rushing yards. I haven't projected for 86 rushing yards.
You don't like any of the Mostert or HN things?
No, because like it could be Jalen Wright. There's a lot that we haven't. There's a lot that we haven't seen. Both of them are very volatile when it comes to injury, right? In a perfect world, if this is a game of Madden, you turn off injury. Yeah, it's easy to project their numbers, but like I need to see it to believe it. And I need to see how this split works. If we're talking about a guy who has all the opportunity on his own, who doesn't have anybody breathing down his neck, Travis Etienne, just based off of the volume and volume alone, should easily surpass this number. I love Etienne. I think he's a smash player.
I'm wanting to say that Etienne's receiving yards I like are over, and I love Raheem Mostert at 45 yards.
Etienne's receiving yards?
Yeah, 22?
22.5 receiving yards? I don't like it.
I love Mostert at 45. I think that's gold.
You like Mostert at 45? You think that's gold?
Uh-huh.
All right,
it's absolute luck.
Hold on. You ready?
Yep.
You said you like Raheem Mostert at 45 rushing yards, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hold on. What did you just say? I'm going to need you to stand on business. Stand on it.
So Raheem Mostert is probably the best DFS play you can get this week. Jacksonville Jaguars, dude, I think last season they were like number 3 worst versus the rush last year. They didn't get any better. No, they're not. They're like they were top 10 versus the run last year. Okay, so I was wrong there. Top 10 versus the run. Doesn't matter. The way that Mike McDaniel schemes up this offense, the motion action he runs, it doesn't matter who's out there. You could draft Jalen Wright. You could put Miles Sanders there, and he'd go for 45 yards the way he schemes up the run here. It hasn't been stoppable all year. And how many times did Raheem Mostert ever go under 45 yards last season? Once.
So I'll say I have Raheem Mostert projected for 52.1 rushing yards. I think my favorite prop for him is anytime touchdown. I would even be willing to put a parlay where Devon Achane anytime touchdown, Travis Etienne anytime touchdown, and Raheem Mostert anytime touchdown. I would put a 3% bankroll bet on that. Because I like them all for an anytime touchdown this week. But as for a lock, I think there's
45 yards is just low
for sure. But there's 3 running backs there. There are 3 running backs.
Wright's going to see playing time yet, though. We don't know that yet.
Shout out to Michael Rip, my guy. Good to see you. He says, "What's up, guys? Good to see you, Michael Rip." Kirk, Greg Kellogg says, "Kirk 6 receptions, 75 yards, 1 touchdown." Good CBs. Everything is getting funneled to Ingram, in my opinion.
I think Ingram too.
I respect it. Football's back. I need to see it to believe it. As I said, he's my tight end 1 of the season. He's my tight end 1 of the season. I absolutely love him, but I need to see it to believe it because of the slow ramp up.
So you don't like Mostert purely because you think Jalen Wright is going to be involved?
I know. I don't like Mostert because they're running back by commission. Whoever has the hot hand gets the touches.
How many carries last year did Raheem Mostert have over 20 yards?
I want to say over 7.
I think he had like 12.
Okay, so
he could pop this at any time.
Yeah, easily. But that run defense is a little bit better than the pass defense. I think that The Dolphins,
it is.
if I'm looking at game script, I think the Dolphins are going to win this with their passing game. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle both should, easily smash their overs. Jonathan Smith is not one of those guys I like to bet on, but I think the passing game is going to be probably. But like Jalen Wright might be a sneaky play in DFS as well because like it could
Does he even have props?
I don't think he has props, but like it could easily be his week as well. He definitely doesn't have props.
I mean, it's just crazy. The only time that Raheem Mostert ever went under 45 yards was the first game of the season when he only had 10 carries against the Chargers. It seems like pure gold. But I hear you. I get it.
I also think Tua Tagovailoa. Damn, I wish I could get involved. Just let me know. I'll send you the streamer link right now, sir. Tua over 267.5 passing yards. That might be an absolute lock.
I don't ever like Tua to rush, by the way, Michael.
I don't even. So there's 200. So his props for. So hold on. He says Dolphins, Jags over. I like the over two.
Do I? Yeah.
Tua rushing yards. Well, he doesn't have rushing yards here in the drafters pick him. He has pass yards plus rush yards. I have him projected for 320 passing yards. So, like, yeah, I'm willing to go over the 267 passing yards or over 274 pass plus rush, but Tua rushing yards seems like an interesting take for me. I mean, if he was here on the stream, I'd ask him to stand on business. That's for damn sure. All right, anything else you want to cover on this game?
I think Jonnu Smith might be a little, tertiary play here, late dart throw as well. The way they're lining him up at fullback and stuff with the updates, I think it's a little interesting cheap play. But besides that, I want to see it first. It's still risky.
Yeah, BTJ is my favorite tertiary player on the week.
Okay.
Yeah, Tua rushing yards, love that. You just let me know, brother. I'll send you the invite. I love chopping it up with you because things get really spicy.
All right, here, let's look at this, bro. Let me show you. Let's see. Tua's most rushing yards on the season last year was 15 yards. And he only did it once, and he was under 8 yards every single game besides that.
Yeah, but like if we're doing the math here, it's 7 rushing yards. That's what the rushing yards would be.
Right. Okay, so hang on. He rushed for 7 yards 1, 2, 3 times in the season. 3.
I'm in the back of an Uber. How the F can I get on? I mean, if your phone, if you can get the StreamYard link on your phone, you could still hop on.
Oh, skinny Tua now? Okay, dude, he's one hit away with the skinny Tua though too.
Yep. All right. Rip. The StreamYard link is there. If you wanna scare the shit out of your Uber driver, by all means do it, buddy. Let's do this. But yeah, thin Tua, not thin Tua. It's cool. He's gonna scramble more this season. Devin is laughing. But yeah, man. Even if you're in the chat and like you're very passionate about a take and you want to hop on stream and stand on business, we'll gladly involve you to come on and stand on business, man. Jerry says hi all. Anything else you want to cover on this game? Because like I love BTJ to be the
just the question is, I'm taking Dolphins to cover. What are you doing here?
I'm taking Jags money line.
Oh, the dub. Okay.
Yeah.
Hang on. Miami cover. Disco Jags money line. Okay.
All right, moving on.
All
right.
I don't even want to talk about this game.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. Hey, Malik.
I only want to see Neighbors and Jettas. That's it.
Malik Neighbors prop might be the best prop in fantasy football right now. It's so good that drafters even bumped it up.
5.5.
Well, I had it at 55 receiving yards, right? When I took the prop right now, they have Malik Neighbors at 64.5.
Yeah, he went up a lot. I like the receptions here too.
We got the Ripper in town.
He's in. I think the 5.5 receptions is one of my favorite locks on the week.
The 5.5 receptions is tough to project. I liked him at 55.5 receiving yards, but right now I'm looking at the 64.5, and it's absolutely impossible for me to love it.
If
So
you look at just the way he was targeted, even in the preseason, the percentage is through the roof. This guy's going to see over 5.5 catches. That's a guarantee to me.
yeah, a 55.5. When I got the prop, I loved it. I took it. I smashed it. Didn't think twice about it. The receptions, like for him to get 6 receptions, a
Just
lot needs to
depends on
happen.
where Danny Dimes throws the ball.
Yeah, we need a lot. We need a lot to happen. I think the safest prop, and I hate betting on this guy. I really do hate betting on this.
Danny
prop.
Dimes rushing.
Danny Dimes longest rush, 11.5 rushing yards.
Yep, I knew you'd like that one.
I love that one. Like longest completion, super doable. I think this defensive back unit for Minnesota has gone through hell. Like they've gone through the most adversity. They literally just like lost a person. One of their players just died, right? So like they're going through it. That defensive back unit is absolutely atrocious. They're terrible. Like there's a lot that
They're saying the Vikings are going to blitz the shit out of the Giants this week.
Is this working for?
Is this thing on, Ripper? There's the guy.
There's that handsome
Can
devil.
you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you fine, man. Can you hear us?
Ripping and tipping in the back of an Uber. What's good?
I'm in. Wow, this technology worked. What's up, guys?
What's good?
You know, just loving the fact that football's back. So, hey, buddy, I don't know if you tuned in from the beginning, but when somebody says something crazy, like they like the Tua Tagovailoa rushing yards, we have to ask them to stand on business. Hold up. What did you just say?
That's what I heard. That's why I literally figured out how to call.
Business. Yeah, so we got you on the call. I need you to stand on business. So let's hear it, brother. You got a minute and a half to state your case and scare the shit out of your Uber driver. Let's go.
Well, first off, I don't need a minute and a half. 90 seconds is way too many, but I'll take my time because I want to. First off, second off, my Uber driver stopped at McDonald's to go to the bathroom, so he can listen to me do this right now because we're. So more importantly, guys, listen. Here's the deal. Tua lost weight in the offseason, right? He slimmed down, and if I know it's not on drafters, but half yards for the game. There's no doubt that Tua is going to scramble a couple times against the Jaguars. We're going to have an up and down game. There's an opportunity for him to move out of the pocket, not see something open, and then get those quick yards. I know he doesn't run a lot, but this one I love. And admittedly, on drafters, we're going to have to look elsewhere because it doesn't do it by itself justice. But there's my selling point. I don't need any more time, and it's a done deal. You'll come back tomorrow after the game and be like, "Damn, Tua ran for double-digit yards."
So right now on Bet365 right now it's 4.5 rushing yards.
Oh man,
how much?
Yeah,
how much of
it's a no-brainer. What was that?
How much of your bankroll, or how much of my bankroll should I put on it?
Well, I guess everyone is different, right? I don't know necessarily what you put on stuff, but I mean, think, dude, 4.5 yards. Come on.
Yeah.
He's noticeably thinner. It's game one. They're gonna have a different look. It's the Dolphins. McDaniel's gonna scheme up stuff. He's gonna get 5 yards on come on.
I mean, I don't hate the logic. I also it's just one of those
super
things
low
where
yard. It's crazy.
The yardage is super low. It's super low. I would much prefer it if it was there for Trevor Lawrence because Trevor Lawrence had.
Okay, hang on. So he's also had
Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence wasn't losing weight in the offseason, boys.
He had 8 games under 4.5 yards last year.
How many?
Yeah, that was
8.
That was beefed up Tua. You're forgetting.
I know.
We're talking skinny Tua now.
What if he takes that one hit right away and he's just done? Skinny Tua.
Well, I mean, we could play that game with everybody then.
Right.
Anyways,
for sure. I mean, it happened to Jordan Love, right?
I like what you guys had said, though. I got to hear a little bit. You guys were talking about pretty much all the overs. I think that this game is going to be an over type of game. So I like the yards, the rushing yards, the receiving yards, the passing yards. I think all of those.
Most are at 45, right? Let me hear it, Tip. What do you think?
Yeah.
Lock.
What? Is Tip here?
No, Tip's not here. It's Rip.
I meant to say Rip. My bad. Rip.
It's easy to get us mixed up. I get it. Appearance wise,
Sure.
we're like the same. It's my guy. No, more than 45 yards. I think it's no. You look, Raheem is still going to get 10, 12 carries minimum, And I heard you guys that Jalen Wright stuff. Jalen Wright's not getting that much action.
I don't think
tomorrow.
he's seen of anything. That's what I'm
Yeah,
going with.
he'll get a little bit because it's going to be look, it's Florida, it's week 1, so there is that they're going to be a little bit tired as the game goes on, so he'll get a couple carries, but nothing major. He's not going to really put a dent in either. I think Achane is going to be split out wide more than you guys are aware. Like
That's
in
why I
the
want
slot.
Achane receiving yards.
Yeah, Achane's going to be in the slot. Mostert's in the backfield. They'll both be on the field more than they were last year together. So I like them both on their numbers and in fantasy. And this should be, look, the one thing we know about Miami and McDaniel specifically, he's had 7-8 months. This guy's an offensive genius. He's going to have a game plan tomorrow that's going to be like, whoa, what just came out of Miami that was different, So this is a great opportunity to smash.
Now, I know you're always on the go. You were just in Toronto and Vancouver. Where did you just land now?
I was actually in Montreal, and I just landed back in Los Angeles.
Nice. How's Montreal?
Wonderful, man. Listen, as a Canadian, I got to tell you, man, I really love the Canadians. I've had the best couple of weeks when I was in Canada. The people are lovely. The city weather. I mean, people say the weather's not good here. I was there. It was beautiful. Not a cloud in the sky. Blue, amazing. Everything just on par. I love Canada. Can I get citizenship?
Yeah, 100%. I know a guy. But like before we let you go, I need you to tell the folks where to find you on Twitter, because like you also, and like, please, if you have a brief moment to tell the story about like how you got Pat McAfee to shout you out, because like that's pretty fucking cool that Pat McAfee shouted you out. Like that would be super cool. But please let the folks know where they can find you, how they can support you.
Oh yeah, look, you guys can find me on this show. Just invite me back more, dude. I'd love to come on. You can find me on X at Michael Rippey. It's pretty easy. And how did Pat McAfee find me? Well, that was an AI video. I can't believe you guys believed it.
That was an AI video?
Oh, I didn't know that.
That was an AI video?
The Ripper. Oh, man. Okay.
No, it's not an AI video, but you guys will even believe that.
I didn't believe it. I'm like, no, there's like this guy got shouted out from Pat McAfee. There's no way that was AI.
He shouted out your tweet or something, right?
Yeah, listen, just keep doing what you're doing. Maybe Pat will find you. I don't know. Like, I put good content out. What can I say?
I love it, man. I love it. I appreciate you, brother. Love you, brother. You're always welcome here, man. Keep on keeping on, buddy. And if you want to keep on hanging out and go over the next games, as long as your Uber driver doesn't crash, we're good to go. Let's rock it.
Yeah. I've got 25 minutes in this Uber. You guys kick me off when you want me to get out of here.
No, we won't be doing that. All right. Minnesota 1.5
left, and we're just chatting it up. So
yeah,
fire it up.
Minnesota 1.5 point favorites coming into New York. Over under is 41. Any players, any player props, any props in general that you like in this game?
Interceptions.
Interceptions for who? Darnold or Daniel?
Everybody. I just interceptions. Interceptions. You got Daniel Jones and Sam Bradford. That's interceptions.
What is his probably at 1.5 for his picks or what for Danny Dimes?
No, Danny Dimes is 0.5 right now.
Oh my God, I think that's a lock.
Brian Flores attacking defense. They're going to definitely fluster him. He's going to throw a pick. He's going to be favoring Neighbors. He's throwing 2 picks.
Well, I think both of their interceptions are at 0.5. Sorry, go ahead, Sleeves.
I think Neighbors 5.5 is a lock. Receptions.
I like his receiving yards. I don't like it now because it's gone up to 64.5. But Justin Jefferson, 26.5 longest reception, also something that is enticing to me. But I don't hate what Rip just said about the interceptions. Both of them are at 0.5 interceptions, and that's very possible. I think I'm going to take the New York Giants money line straight up, and I think Daniel Jones might be a very good play in DFS and even fantasy this week.
What?
Yeah.
I think he's going to get torched. The Vikings are coming for him, man. They're going to be blitzing 70% of the fucking time. They know that's the weak spot.
You just got to ask me to stand on business, sir, and I'll do it.
Stand on business. Let me hear it.
Hold up. What did you just say? I'm going to need you to stand on business. I did the whole voiceover and everything I did in 5 minutes. I'm so proud of myself. All right, here's the thing. Okay? We look at this Minnesota defense. Yes, they have Michael Flores, but other than that, they lost their most significant pass rusher. We're talking about a quarterback who is one of the better rushing quarterbacks in the NFL. We know for a fact he cannot throw anything. They got the jug machine throwing short and all over the place. You guys seen the clips. If we can rely on one thing and one thing alone with Daniel Jones is we know he's going to run the ball, and we know that he's going to keep running the ball. Singletary doesn't frighten me. He's not a spectacular splash play. He's as safe gets, but he's not one of those guys that you want to like really play because he's just a safe floor. You want to go for the ceiling. If we're talking about ceiling, 6 points per rushing touchdown, mix in maybe 1 or 2 passing touchdowns, Daniel Jones could be easily a top 10 quarterback this week, and it's not even close.
So 51.5 rushing yards for Singletary.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not touching it.
What?
I think Danny Dimes gonna get rocked this week, man.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Giants action is just ugh.
But
Okay, so we got in the private chat. We got our bets. I'm taking the Giants.
I'm taking Minnesota.
All right, cool. Put in the private chat. Let's go.
We can move along. This game is ugly.
What's the private chat mean? You guys invite me to this show, and now you're like telling secrets in front of me. What is this?
No, the private chat's where we keep like our calls, like money line,
board bet or something.
Yeah,
Giants money line.
Because we're going to do this every Saturday, and you're welcome to come stand on business with us every Saturday until the Super Bowl. Because we're doing this every Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern time, and we're just keeping a running total, and we're covering every game and going through that.
We have a lot of differences.
I love that. That's good. You need differences. Makes it spicy. You guys got to invite me back though in the future. I'll definitely come back.
I just invited you for every show.
Yeah,
I know. I can't commit to everyone. I know. Like next Saturday, I'm in Seattle. I'll be busy at 1:00. But I will be able to come back.
For sure. You're always welcome back. So, Rip, who do you like? Do you like Minnesota or do you like the spread? What do you like?
Yeah, I like Minnesota.
Okay. I'm taking the Giants.
Actually, I just don't like New York. So it's like almost like I don't actually like Minnesota as much. I just don't like New York.
Yeah, I understand. I just look at that New York defense, and I think they are way better than people are giving them credit for. And I think Sam Darnold's going to be seeing ghosts tomorrow.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, look, I think that this is a fun game from the standpoint of there is this like uncertainty for both of these teams with these. I think we have some ideas of certainty when we think of the different players, but there is this unknown with each team. How are they actually going to look in game one? I'll say this: the Giants are wearing those alternates in week 1. They should start with -7 just for wearing those. Those are
they're so bad.
Those are the most awful uniforms I've ever seen created in professional football.
You were just saying you were in Montreal, and you're like they have the exact same uniforms as the Montreal Canadiens hockey team. It looks the exact same. Look it up.
One team's a hockey team and they play on ice. It's different.
Oh shit! Bing King says Hubbard 22% ownership projection leads all RBs week 1. Holy, that's a tough run defense to do that against. I'm curious as to how you got there, buddy. But if it hits, you'll be the first person I think of. Why did Shaquan have to shit on my team like that, man? Hey, he's him. He's in a good situation. All right. Is there anything else that we wanted to talk about this game? DFS options, any props, any pick'ems, anything, or are we allowed to move on to the next one?
Yeah,
you guys good to move on. All right. So next game, the New England
worse.
I know. The New England Patriots are 8-point dogs coming into Cincinnati. The over/under is 41. Kickoff is Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern time in Cincinnati. Here's the news that we currently have. Jamar Chase is literally a game time decision, not based off of injury, but based off of contract. My guy T. Higgins is already holding out while getting paid. He's injured.
Do you think is he really injured or is he just holding out?
Oh, I think it's an injury holdout. Like that's a thing, and if it's not a thing, it should be 100%. Go ahead, please.
This game is. Without knowing about Jamar Chase, I'd say the Patriots cover the 8.
Yeah,
even though it's ugly, they cover the 8.
I don't know, man. It seems like a Jermaine Burton coming out party.
But like, Jermaine Burton can't even read the freaking playbook.
Yeah, is it Jermaine Burton or is it Andre Yoshavash?
Yeah, he just fly. Yeah, but
I mean, if Jamar Chase is out 50% snaps, I'd say they cover the 8. If he's not out there at all, I'd say the Patriots are cover. 8 is a lot, bro. I think.
Okay, so as a Patriots fan, obviously this is going to sound terrible because like I'm going to sound like a homer, but like our defense isn't our weakness, right? Our weakness.
The secondary is.
No, our secondary is it's not great. It's not shit. It's like
It's not
just
stopping
below,
Jamar
just
Chase.
below, just below mediocre.
Okay.
Right. I think where our real issue is on the offensive line and just not really having any sort of receivers. So
Mike-
what it comes down to is, can the Patriots put up points against a bottom Cincinnati defense? Right. And even at this point, like it's tough to project. I want to say that the Patriots take steps forward. We see Ramondre do his thing. We see Hunter Henry get involved. But after that, it's like, is that enough to cover the spread? It's tough. It's tough. I like the spread when it was at 8, when it was at 9.5. I took the spread at 9.5, but right now at 8, it's tough to say, especially with the Higgins. You got to go.
No, 2 locks of mine.
Okay,
Keep going. Go ahead. 2 locks of mine are Hunter Henry and Ramondre Stevenson over receptions, 2.5 each. That's the only thing I like from this game.
Hold on. Yeah. Hold on. Theo Johnson, by the way, the other game, his receiving yards props is 15.5 receiving yards.
But they have Bellinger listed as a starter.
I'm still taking the over on Theo Johnson. 100% taking the over on Theo Johnson. That's a lot. All right. So you said Ramondre Stevenson. What'd you
Ramondre
like about him?
Stevenson, 2.5 receptions, and Hunter Henry, 2.5 receptions. I think those are locks.
Okay. Hunter Henry, 2.5 receptions might be a lock. 25 receiving yards also might be a lock. Ramondre Stevenson, like you had Laquan on your stream.
Yeah, the Alex Van Pelt. I don't care. They're so fucking terrible that he's going to get 3 catches. Yes, the offensive line is bad. You got to screen it out. You got to get the ball out early. Even though the Bengals defense isn't great, I think it's a lock.
If I'm going to take anything here, it's the 13.5 rushing attempts. I think that's the safest. I think like my favorite
12.5? Okay.
13.5. I think my favorite play as a tertiary option in DFS this week would be Andre Yoshavash and then Chase Brown. Those 2 guys I think are going to absolutely smash in DFS, and I have a lot of combinations with all the guys.
And they just said they might feature Zach Moss in game 1.
All right, now it's time for people to learn why we call him the Ripper. Time to rip into my New England Patriots because I know you're a diehard Dolphins fan, so I'm here for it. Go for it, bud.
Here's the kindest thing I could say. I want nothing to do with the Patriots this entire season. That's it.
Yep.
I'm not betting on them. I'm not watching them. I'm trying to keep my hair. I'm trying to keep my smile on my face. I'm not trying to be down. I'm not putting those boys on the TV. Maybe if they put Drake May in later in the season, but I'm going to tell you what, I think that the Patriots as a organization right now are going to go.
I'm glad he lagged there.
Glad he lagged out.
Yeah, he lagged out. He lagged out. I didn't kick him out. He lagged out. Oh, the Matrix got him because he was going to say something super hurtful. Well, you think the Patriots are going to what? Please finish.
This is terrible.
You're good now.
I lagged out?
No, you're back. Go for it.
Oh, you missed everything I said. So you missed everything I said?
No, I missed the closing.
Sorry,
remark.
guys. Well, it was actually. I said it. No, I'm just gonna leave it at that to be nice. I'm not trying to shit on you. I know it's opening weekend. It's a good moment for everyone. You're my guy. I just want nothing to do with the Patriots.
Yeah, I don't hate that call whatsoever. Anything else you guys want to touch up on this game? Because I'm sick and tired of talking about these guys right now.
I like Pop Douglas receiving yards as well.
Hey, can I just ask you, like, let me just ask you this though, because it is your team and it is about to be the season. And so at the end of this season, what pick do you think the Patriots will have going into next year?
They're battling with the Broncos for the 1.
No.
That's outrageous. That's outrageous. That's ridiculous.
I think we have over 6 wins. Six or more wins.
Oh my. Okay, at least I know where you're at, fan. All right, cool. And also, just for the record, my guys, please, the Broncos are not even remotely in play for the first pick. But okay.
So who's in play for the first pick for you?
Patriots, Giants, maybe the Saints, and potentially the Panthers.
Wow, I would say Broncos, Patriots only.
But I think it's very clearly going to be the Patriots, to be honest. No, I think look. I put something out earlier. Just answer me this, riddle me this. The Broncos won 8 games last year. Why are people treating them like they won 1? And then the coach who's never not won 7 games in a season, and that's 17 seasons, it has got his own quarterback in play. What am I missing here? And the running back is his second year removed from, ACL and major knee injury that is only going to make him a little bit better, even if he's not a star. Like, it's just set up perfectly for them to easily be competitive.
You're alluding to Javonte. Sleazeball hates Javonte. He's
I know.
They're going to play behind 90% of the games. I don't want to hear about Javonte Williams. He gets 12 carries maybe.
They're not playing behind for. I don't know where they have a great cornerback in Patrick Surtain. They have a distinct home field advantage where you actually have players that can't play there because of the altitude. I don't understand. This is one of my biggest curiosities all offseason is a team that won 8 games. And if you just look at their offseason, they kind of improved across a lot of positions. And I just don't understand.
Josh Reynolds and Marvin Mims.
And Troy Franklin. Don't forget
Franklin. Come on.
What do you mean? Of course they improved. What's the most important position on the team? The quarterback. They improved the quarterback position. Absolutely.
He's a rookie. We'll see.
Yeah, that's fine. I didn't say he wasn't a rookie, but he's a rookie that was better than Russell Wilson. That wasn't running Sean Payton's game plan. And if we know one thing about the coach is he's very good at running a system that he proved over 16 years previously always won more than 7 games. So I just don't. And now this year the numbers.
Who's their defense going to stop? Who do they? Just Surtain? Is that all they have? Singleton?
No, I mean,
who do they got?
They have like a middle of the road pack, like second tier defense. It's NFL. They're going to stop the Raiders.
I think Seattle's going to mop the shit out of them week 1.
Yeah,
look, we're going to see. I'm interested in this game. It's a good game, but I think Seattle's good too. But I just don't think – my point is this. I just don't think Broncos are in play for the first pick. I'm not sitting here telling you Broncos are in the playoffs, but, this number at 5.5 is to me, the number one bet on the board this season. We'll see, obviously. That's what makes football.
Okay.
I like it.
I'm taking New England on the points. Who do you want here, Disco?
I'm going to take New England money line.
Oh, well, okay. That's cheating. That's fine. Okay, I'm with that.
All right. What about you, buddy? What are you taking? You taking Cincy to cover the spread or Cincy money line?
Can I take Cincy on a tease?
Sure.
This is the tease game. Take them down under the number, and then you have Cincy either -1 or -1.5, -2. I don't know whatever line you got there.
Okay. I don't hate it. All right, moving on. Are we good to move on? We got Pittsburgh against Atlanta. Pittsburgh are 3.5-point dogs coming in Atlanta. Russell Wilson got a calf.
He flew with them today.
What do you mean?
Is the update? I don't even know if it's Justin Fields yet.
Okay.
He's trying to fight for his job. He's trying to keep the old man rolling.
The over-under is 41.5, also in 1 o'clock game. Talk to me, fellas. What do you guys like here? What do you guys dislike? Who's going to be the money line winner? Do you like the spread on either side?
You want me to go first? I'll go. God, it's a rough game. I think Pitt has a bad matchup defensively. I like the Falcons bringing in Simmons and Judon. They got Terrell at the corner. It's going to be really tough for Pickens. He's going to see a lot of volume. I mean, he's a wide receiver 3 start for me with Pickens. I don't like either one of the running backs. I don't know how it's going to play with fucking goddamn Arthur Smith as the offensive coordinator. I love Pitts in London and Kirk though in this game, and I like Bijan obviously, but I don't know about the Steelers, man. I think they're a tough start.
Ripper,
yo,
what do you like here?
I like Atlanta. I don't like Pittsburgh in general this season. I like it. Yeah, I like Atlanta. And then additionally, my question, just to throw this out, is Michael Penix going to see the field at all?
This year?
This year or this game?
Injury.
No, I know. No, game 1. Is Michael Penix going to get on the field?
I don't think so.
You don't think they don't have any plays for him to get in the game?
A package, maybe? Like a Justin Fields package? Maybe.
He's got a better arm than Kirk Cousins. I don't think as like a package they'd bring in a guy to throw the ball when they already got a guy to throw the ball. I think it's going to be one guy and one guy only, unless Kirk Cousins struggles tremendously. I don't think Michael Penix is going to play tomorrow. But I mean, if there's a bet out there. I wonder what the odds are for that. I'll say I don't like the money line either way, right? Because this Pittsburgh defense is absolutely spectacular on the front end, and if we know anything about Kirk Cousins, sometimes he gets the shit kicked out of him, and that rattles him, and he ends up throwing picks, right? So I'll say that I like the under more than anything here. I
like the under on this game too.
I don't anticipate Bijan being spectacular. I don't anticipate Najee or Jalen Warren being spectacular. I think if Justin Fields plays, I like all the over for Pat Freiermuth. If Justin Fields doesn't play, there's no proper bet I'd like. I do think Drake London's probably one of my favorite bets in DFS this week. But other than that, I don't.
I think London's. I think Pitts does too.
This game is going to be a grimy, like physical, violent game. And I like those games. But I like it could really go either way. This is definitely a 50-50 split. I don't think anybody should be favored in this game. And that, Pittsburgh plus 3.5 might be the free money.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Penix doesn't rush.
I like Atlanta to mop them up.
You really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to take Pittsburgh covering the spread plus 3.5.
Okay.
I think
the points.
I think Atlanta's going to do okay, but I think I'm not ready to crown them. If you want to crown them, crown them.
Yeah, we are different on every single one of them, bro. It's crazy. All right.
Yeah, it's insane, and I'm probably going to be wrong like 90% of them. I really am.
Well,
I'm going to be wrong. So, what's that, Rip?
Well, if you're going to be wrong 98%, that means that Sleaze is like really on top of the shit. Then.
Yeah. Yeah. But I ask Sleaze, the only two. How many pick'ems he's done this weekend?
Your pick'ems are hot. They're on fire.
Yeah. How many pick'ems have you done? In the last 2 days, and who are the ones that hit?
All yours hit. All mine have missed.
Yeah. Okay.
But they all missed by one, and they're big 5 cards.
Yeah,
Come on.
Like Vin Diesel said, doesn't matter if you're first
Intro
or last.
mile. Yeah.
All right, let's go to the next game because this game is a very interesting one. There's a lot of interesting storylines here. Tennessee Titans coming into Chicago. Tennessee's coming in as 3.5-point dogs. Over under is 44.5. Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern time. A lot of people love Caleb Williams. A lot of people hate Caleb Williams. A lot of people love DJ Moore. A lot of people hate DJ Moore. A lot of people like Chicago in this game. A lot of people don't like Chicago in this game. Where do you guys side here?
This is one of the toughest games, man. I'll let Rip go first here. Rip it up.
Yeah, let me start. This is perfect, actually, because this will be my last segment. I got to drop off because we're about to be there. This has been so much fun, guys. I'm so pumped. I'm definitely going to have to find times that I can come back. But anyways, I hope that you're not wrong 98% of the time, Disco, at least just in general for your own sanity on the show. I know. Otherwise, I can only imagine the amount of sleaze that you're going to have to deal with. Okay. Here's the thing. This is actually I think my favorite game the more that we've gotten closer and I've thought about it. And I am going heavy on Chicago Bears here. I think this is there's been all this discussion around Caleb. Now we get to see it in action for the first time. When it means something, it's real. And what a great opportunity it's against the Titans. I think that the Titans are vastly overrated if you think that they're even a solid squad. I don't like them at all as a team. I don't know about their new coach. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's the injury to Hopkins. What are they going to do with the running back, which is splitting the carries? Who knows? You're going to see I think Caleb is going to add 2-3 touchdowns through the air. He's going to look great. Ooh. And I think Chicago is going to open up the season in beautiful fashion. So I love the Bears taking them minus the points and taking Caleb's numbers.
This is the hardest game for me to pick this week because the Tennessee Titans secondary is sneaky good. They can cover all 3. Cole Kmet, I think, is a fucking non-factor this game. Caleb Williams' accuracy problems look sketchy in the preseason. I know it's the preseason. It looked sketchy all in college.
Sketchy?
Yeah, he was 50% in the preseason, man, against the 3s and 4s. I'm waiting. What?
No,
what
it's we're talking about 4 passes and he completed 2 of them. They were like,
10 for 20.
Yeah, thank you. That's the same thing. And he made 3 highlight reel plays. Now extrapolate that into real game conditions. Right. It doesn't matter. The guy's a playmaker. He's going to be awesome.
I think he is going to be. I think it's going to be his first game is going to be a little rough though. I'm not on this
Uh,
first
I
game.
That's fair. I mean, I would give it to you, but they're playing in Chicago, right? It's at home.
Chicago Bears D is
It's at home.
nasty. I know.
Yeah, exactly. It's at home. The setup is perfect for him. He's got weapons. No one's come into a situation like this, and it's the Titans.
I know.
You could say what you want about the secondary. If it was another team, I might say okay. But this week against that team, this setup, it's made for him to come out. I think people are gonna be like, "Whoa, Caleb, yeah, man." Ooh. But we'll see. But
I like
anyways,
the Bears to cover, but I don't like any of Caleb's props.
let me just say, appreciate you guys so much. You guys are killing it, and I can't hope that I can kill it with you guys this season. All right, Stay
Anytime,
well.
Rip. Anytime.
All right, brother.
Great,
Be safe,
great
man.
times. Thanks.
See you later.
Bye.
So how many games do we have left?
A few.
Okay, I got what about 5 minutes. So let's fire through the picks here on them. Yeah,
All right. So, who do you like in this game?
I like Chicago to cover.
Okay. Any pick'ems you like?
No,
Okay.
not for Chicago. For Tennessee, I like Will Levis rushing.
Okay. What's the rushing at for Will Levis? It's at I don't see it.
I think I got it at like 13.5, like
Yeah.
a couple of days ago.
It's 248 passing plus rush yards. I'm not touching that.
Oh, they got rid of it. So it's 10 rush yards. So yeah, I think it was like 11 or 10. I don't remember.
Yeah. I'll say this. I'll say my favorite prop is Tony Pollard over 11.5 rushing attempts. I like that a lot.
Ooh.
No Cap Max says he likes the receiving yards for Tajay Spears. All right. So in this game, who are you taking? You said Bears?
Chicago and the points, yeah. What do you
Yeah.
like here? Chicago
I'm
money line.
gonna say that I like Tennessee covering.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, ready for the next one?
Yep. Fire away.
All right, we got Denver, who are 6-point dogs coming into Seattle.
Seattle blows them out.
At 4 or 5. I think I'm going to go with Seattle money line.
Okay. I'm
Yep.
same way.
And my favorite prop is the completions for Bo Nix. It's 19.5 completions. He's a check down king. I love that prop in this game. I think it's the one we can rely on.
Jaleel McLaughlin's receiving is gold as well. I think it was like 12.5. What's it at now?
His receiving yards is at 13.5 receiving yards right now.
I love that. And I
Okay.
love Dolchich at receiving yards.
Yeah, I don't like either one of those. I think my lock, especially in this game, and one of my locks for the entire week is 19.5 completions for Bo Nix. Once again, he's a check down king. He's really good at checking the thing down. You ready for next?
Yep. Fire away.
Okay.
I got us locked in on that.
We got Vegas, who are 3-point dogs coming into LAC. Over under is 40. Sunday at 425. Who do you like here?
Fuck. Chargers money line.
Really?
Yeah. I don't
All
like
right.
the points. It's a fucking. They always play division like 2018, 21-20. These games are so close between these two teams, and they're both grungy now.
Yeah.
Herbert off the foot. This one's tough.
Any props?
Let's see here. I think I liked Trey Tucker, longest catch.
Trey Tucker, longest catch is 10.5 yards.
I love that.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I think my lock is Zamir White, 1.5 receptions, and I'm going with Vegas to cover the spread.
Okay, LV plus the 3.5, or what is it?
Plus 3.
Plus 3. Okay, got you.
Moving on, Dallas 2.5-point dogs against
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Smashes them.
Any
Yep.
pickups you like here?
Um,
I'm abstaining from covering this game whatsoever. I hate.
I
everything
think
about
Dallas really struggles in this game. I think Deshaun Watson with his father passing is going to go nuts. I have just this feeling that he goes nuts. And you look, everyone's on this train that he's back. I think Jerry Jeudy's my favorite at 38 yards or something because the slot corner is the worst in the league and they don't have blend.
Okay, here's my lock. Deshaun Watson over 0.5 interceptions. I am taking Cleveland to cover the spread.
Okay. Both Cleveland and the points. Okay.
All right, Washington 3.5-point favorites coming into Tampa. Over under is 42.5.
Taking Tampa to win.
Okay.
What do you got? I like this game as a shootout, bro. Both these defenses are terrible. I like Godwin. I like Evans. I like McLaurin. I like all the receivers in this game.
Yeah, I'm taking all the overs on Jaden Daniels passing. Like everything there, I'm taking it, and I'm taking Washington as well. We are so opposite. It's crazy.
You're going Washington money line or Washington points?
Washington spread, yeah.
Okay.
LA Rams, 4.5 point
This
dogs
one's
coming into Detroit. Sunday night
the
football.
hardest game, dude.
Over under is 52.5.
Rams, Detroit. I mean, my heart wants the my fucking heart wants the Rams, but my brain tells me the fucking Lions. I think the Lions. I think the Lions money line would be my bet, but I like the Rams points too.
James is in the house. Good to see you, James. We're kind of doing this rapid fire because Sleazeball sucks at scheduling.
Next Saturday, I won't have anything.
No, I know you're fine.
Anything. Sleaze, I'm taking money line. Detroit Lions money line.
Yeah, I'm gonna go under 52.5.
Why? But who are you taking to win?
Who am I taking to win? Detroit.
What the money line?
Yeah, just a straight up money line. It's not plus.
I think they go over 52. By the way, I think it's shootout.
So I think where we defer there is the over under. So maybe just put the over under as a split there. But yeah, that's fine. Okay, last game. Your 49ers.
Jets. Niners mop them out the building. A-Rod off the Achilles, 40 years old, is a rough showing.
All right, so the Jets are 4.5 point dogs. Over under is 43.5.
I'm taking the cover.
You think the 49ers cover?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I think it's very, very possible. I think the over is more possible, though.
I like the 43 over as well. Even though both defenses are top 5, I still like it.
I'm going to take San Fran. But yeah, I like the over a lot.
You're taking the money line or the points?
Money line.
Okay, money line.
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, fuck, you're already ready? All right, back. All right, my bad.
All good.
Thanks for having me on the show, brother. I will be back next week with more time. This is terrible with this Beetlejuice movie time. We're going to see
Beetlejuice
right now.
is going to be absolutely terrible, sir.
Is it?
But I'll see. Yeah. What time are we on your show tomorrow?
7:30 a.m. tomorrow, guys. 7:30 a.m. We're gonna do StreamYard, so I got to make it all up.
At 10:30 Eastern. Yeah.
10:30 Eastern to 9:30, and then I got everyone come to the house for the game. So
sweet.
It's football season, guys. I love y'all. Thanks for having me on the show. I will see you tomorrow on mine. James, Bandit, everyone in there. I'm getting yelled at. I gotta go.
All right, bye, buddy.
Love you guys. I'm out.
This guy. Real Bandit says, just saw the movie. Definitely wasn't the greatest. I believe it. I definitely believe it. Folks, thank you guys for rocking with us. Thank you guys for tuning in. I am not putting my lock parlay out yet today. So I'll put my lock parlay out tomorrow during Sleazeball's live stream. Appreciate you guys rocking with us. Sorry if I wasn't super interactive with the chat, but I had fun. I enjoyed that. I knew we had time constraint. We definitely are not going to have the same time constraint next week. But yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time on Sleazeball's channel. Mr. Magic says, "Wait, don't go. I'm gonna cry." Okay, what's going on? What do you need, buddy? I got you. I'm gonna stay here until you. I'm here. Wait, I'm here, guys. I'm waiting. Tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. on Sleazeball's channel. My mind is a weapon. Fantasy football. Same gonna cry, guys. You guys literally have my number. You guys can text me. We're on text basis. This was fun, man. This was fun. I'm very excited. Once again, guys, stay tuned tomorrow because our locks were at 100%. We've done 3 of them, and they've all hit. We sweated this one up until the very end where Devonta Smith had a couple catches, so that was great. And then there's this one where it was literally Jordan Love's last play where he went down with his injury and he pitched it back to Josh Jacobs and it cashed literally down to the last second. We're 3 for 3. We're 100% on our locks. Let's see if we can give you guys another lock tomorrow. Once again, guys, tail at your own risk. I'm not liable for any losses, but yeah, man. Hard to bench Mostert. Yeah, it's hard for me to start him or draft him. Very different, crazy cash to Jacobs, man. But hey, the rationale and the logic, it paid off. It paid off. The fact that we took both AJ Brown and Devonta Smith over on receiving yards, and the way we got to that point was absolutely insane. And you were there for the process, man. You were there for the process. So I look forward to giving you guys a couple good pick'ems tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoyed this show. If you guys like the video, like the video. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. And I'll see you guys tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time for Sleazeball's Stand on Business stream. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. And remember, every Saturday when you guys see this, hold up. What did you just say? I'm going to need you to stand on business. God, the voiceover is so good. Whenever you guys see that, that means one thing and one thing only. It means that we are ready to lock in and make our boldest calls. Love you guys. Until tomorrow, peace.